Once upon a time, Montana Barnett was labeled Baltimore's #1 trigger puller, who was the leader of a violent street gang known as Train to Go, aka TTG, who authorities say operated on the west side of Baltimore in the Sandtown neighborhood between 2010 and 2017. And according to authorities, they say the gang was one of the most dangerous gangs they've seen in Baltimore in recent years, who was involved in all sorts of crimes such as drug dealing, armed robbery, shootings, witness intimidation, and if your money was right, murder for hire. And during their time on the streets, authorities believe the gang committed about 9 known murders that they know of between 2010 and 2017. And according to authorities, they believe one of the most known hits that the gang committed was a shooting that happened in July of 2015, where Tana and members of TTG traveled in 2 vans to the area of West Fayette Street, where they fired more than 50 rounds at a man named Lamont Randall, who was affiliated with a rival gang known as BFG. And according to reports, as for the result of this shooting, 3 people were killed, which included Lamont Randall, and 2 other people were wounded. It is said for federal agents that investigated the gang, they believe Tana and members of TTG was paid for this hit by a member of a gang known as YGG, which stands for Young Go-Getters. But federal agents also believe, minus Tana getting paid for this hit, they believe Tana had already wanted to get this done after he found out from the streets Lamont Randall had greenlit him, which means Lamont Randall wanted Tana killed, which authorities believe Lamont was already actively doing. But as for Tana Barnett himself, authorities believe he is responsible for 6 murders that they know of, but they also believe his body count to be high as 15, with him catching his first body around the age of 14, 2 years after he was first recruited by older drug dealers to sell drugs for them. But as for Tana's reign on the streets of Baltimore as the city's #1 trigger puller, it would end in 2017 when he was picked up by the feds for 6 murders, racketeering, drug dealing, and witness intimidation. And it is said after a 24-day trial in 2019, Tana would be sentenced to life in